Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I just wanted to show you guys how I made these really cute vinyl beach bags. I got a few requests from you guys on Instagram asking me how I did it and asking if I can make a tutorial for you guys, and I am happy to do so. So basically what this is just made of vinyl, and then I have some eyelets here and some cotton rope cord. And then I just used some pattern paper just to decorate it a little bit. So we're just going to get straight into it. So like I said, I made it using some vinyl. Okay, and I got my vinyl from Joann's Fabric. You can get a yard for about $5.99. This is about a 12 gauge in thickness. They have different thicknesses. So if you're able to go, you can just feel and touch it just to see how thick you want it. You don't want it too thick because you have to sew through a few layers at a time, and you don't want it too thin, obviously, because you don't want it to be flimsy. Sorry, the sun is going down. I hope you guys can still see, but anyway, so if you don't have access to vinyl at Joann's Fabric or any other fabric store, you can, I'm thinking in my head that maybe you can use a shower curtain liner. I have not tried it yet, but if you was to spend a good $6 to $7 or $8 on a really good quality shower curtain liner, a clear one, then I think that it'll be just as good as this vinyl that we have here. Okay, so anyway, I have my piece here. I have it cut down for this particular size. Now the variations are going to vary depending on how big you want your bags to be, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to make it this size, which is about a 5 by 4, so 5 inches in width and about 4 inches in height. So in order to create this size, what I did was I cut a piece of vinyl that is 5 inches, I don't know if you guys can see, 5 inches in width, and then it's 9 inches in height. Okay, so it's a 5 by 9 piece of vinyl. Okay, and this is what I have here. Okay, and to start, what you want to do is you want to create these top pockets, and this is where you're going to insert, if you wish, the pattern paper like I did here. Okay, so to do that, all you want to do is just fold it down. You want to eye about 1/4 of an inch. If you want to use a ruler to make sure that it is 1/4 of an inch, but just when you do that, you have to flatten it out as best as you can before you measure it, the width of it, because when it's flatter, it extends further out, but when the edges is kind of curved, it's not like an accurate measurement. So anyway, so we're gonna fold the top, the ends in about 1/2 of an inch inward, and then you can just clip it secure. I use a binder clip that I have right here, so this is what I have to just secure it down on both sides. Okay, so I'm gonna do one side at a time, obviously. Okay, and then here's a little tip for you guys. When you sew, you see how this flap is on the inside right here. You want to sew on the back side, on the smooth side. Okay, not the side where you have the little lip. You want to sew on the back side, because this back stitch right here is going to be what's going to, that stitch is going to be what's going to be on the outside. So you're going to actually see that. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but usually the top stitch is a little bit neater than the bottom stitch. Okay, so again, I'm going to sew this down. It's just going to be a straight stitch. Another tip: when you sew vinyl, you want to take your time because it is slippery. When you feed it through your machine, you want to use 2 hands, and also you want to make sure that your stitch is at about a 3.5 to 4 in length. Okay, you don't want to stitch with small stitches. Okay, you want it to be fairly long because you don't want to perforate your vinyl. Okay, so I'm gonna stitch mine at 4. I'm gonna do both sides, and then I'll be right back. Okay guys, so as you can see, I sewed down the 2 ends. Okay, and they are about the same. Okay, I got it as close as possible as far as the width. As you can see, the stitching lines up almost, but not quite, but it's fine. I mean, vinyl is a very tricky fabric, or whatever you want to call it, to work with. So, you know, it's just very slippery underneath the machine. So, I mean, kudos to anybody who can sew really well sew vinyl really well. But anyway, so I sewed the top flaps down. Okay, so now from here, now what you want to do, this is the fun part. This is, you want to decorate, you know, as you wish. So like I said, I'm going to do something similar to this. Okay, and this is the first one. This is the one that I actually had on my Instagram. So I'm going to actually make this design that has a strip of paper here, and then this here on the bottom. Okay, so if you just want to create the, you know, just to put the paper at the top, you know, you can just follow along. So now basically what you want to do is you want to cut a strip of paper that would slide in to this opening, as you can see right here, without, like, you know, having to fight it as you push it through. So I had to cut this down a few times, but this is about a 1/2 inch strip of paper, and this fit in perfectly. Excuse me. So I made 2 strips and I slid it in. So once you slide it in, you want to make sure before you sew up the sides that this lip, as you can see, this lip right here is on the inside. Okay, both of them are going to be on the inside of the bag. Okay, so then what you do is for this one, I sewed it first, then I inserted the strip of paper, I cut it down, and then I sewed it. But this one to me is just a little bit too time consuming. I actually like the way the paper goes to the very edge of the bag. So this is what I'm going to do here. So once you slide it in, okay, to the very end, you can just basically snip it off. So you can snip it off here, and you can snip it off here. So that's what I'm going to do. So let me grab my scissors. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to push it to the very edge on one end, and then I'm going to kind of squeeze it. And I know you guys probably or probably not have noticed these little tails right here. I tried to keep it on until I sew the bag down on the side. But if it gets in the way for you, you can cut it off. But I just prefer to keep it on until I sew the bag closed on the side. So anyway, so like I said, I'm going to snip off the sides, the excess paper, and go as close to the edge of the plastic as you can. I'm going to snip the other side. See, I just snipped off the tail, but that's okay. And this is what you should have. Okay, so like I said, if you want to just want to make something like this, you can stop here and pick back up later on in the video. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to design it like this. So we have this strip of paper already in. So now what we want to do is we want to create this little bottom piece right here. Okay, so I have about a 2.5 strip of paper here. Okay, so this is like 2 inches by 2.5 by, I think it's 6. Okay, so basically what I want to do is I want to fold it in half. I should have scored it, but I'm just going to fold it in half and make sure the edges line up. Okay, so we have this, like I said, it's 2.5 by 6. So I folded it in half. Okay, so now I have my bag. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a crease. So I'm going to line up the very top of the bag as evenly as I can. And then I'm going to just kind of create like a fold down at the bottom. So I'm just going to kind of squeeze it. Okay. And crease it. Okay. So once we have that, this is where I'm going to insert this strip down in the fold like this. Okay. So from here, let me get my clip. Okay, so from here, once you have it inserted down in the fold, you want to make sure it's as flush as possible to the bottom and even on one side, even though it's sticking out on the other side. That's okay, because we're gonna snip off this excess like we did the top. Okay, and just make sure it aligns up with the bottom and the sides as evenly as possible. And then we're going to clip just one side. Okay, I have more than one, but I have more. It'll be wise for you to use more than one binder clip, obviously, but I just have one for right now. So basically, so now what I want to do, or what you would want to do, is I'm going to get another binder clip. Okay, and I'm going to clip this side. So what you want to do is you want to sew down right on top, just going straight down. I'm sorry, going straight down, straight across on both sides. Okay, and I'm gonna do that and I'll be right back. Okay, I came back on to quickly just tell you guys. Okay, so for this one, I actually put the sticker on the paper. So the sticker is not on the vinyl itself, it's actually on the paper. And if you want to do the same, before you sew down this flap, now would be a good time to go ahead and decorate the paper itself. So I'm not going to put a sticker on here, I'm just going to leave it plain. But you know, just another tip, if you guys want to put a sticker on the paper itself, now is the time to go ahead and put it on the paper before you sew it onto the plastic. Or I mean, if you prefer, you can always put the sticker on the vinyl itself, but you know, you have options. So I'll be right back with the other side sewn. So just one second. Okay guys, so I have sewed on both sides of the paper onto the vinyl. So this is, the paper goes on the inside of the bag. Okay, so now what we're going to do, so we have this excess paper here, so we're just going to snip it off. Take your time and just cut as close to the edge of the vinyl as you can, because you want it to be a pretty clean cut. Okay, and this is what you should have. Okay, so now where that crease is that you made, that folds, you want to go ahead and fold that up. Okay, and I have my tails all over the place. Let's see, let's just clean it up a little bit. So just pull it. Okay, and we're gonna fold it up. Okay, so now we are almost at the end, you guys. I told you it was pretty easy. Of course, when you try something for the first time, I mean, it takes a while until you kind of get the hang of it. So it took me a while. I actually made a few mistakes on my second bag and my first one. So, but now I got the hang of it, and yeah, they're just really easy to do, just very fun. I just can't wait to fill it up. So I'm gonna do a what's in my beach bag video soon, or next, probably within the next couple of days. So you guys look out for that. I'm gonna give you guys some ideas on what you can actually put inside to send to your swap partners. Okay, so anyway, from here, now what you want to do is we're going to sew the sides down. Okay, so before we do that, we want to make sure that the top edges are, you know, even and aligned like this. Okay, and again, use your binder clips. I think they're the best option. Not only do you want to make sure the sides are aligned, but you also want to make sure that the edges are aligned as well. Okay, this one is a little off, as I can tell, but I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's not too bad. Okay, so now once you have that, I'm going to start on this side. Once you have it aligned as best as you can, you just want to do a straight stitch on both sides. So I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've sewn down the edges, and this is what you have now. You have your pocket. It's pretty much, your bag is already done. Now before I snip off these, here's another trick for you guys. If you guys just want to put just a little bit more effort to ensure that you guys have more of a cleaner finish with your thread, as you can see, I'm sorry, like this one here, this is what you can do. And you can also use this when you sew through fabric as well. Okay, so I'm going to, this is like the front or back, whatever. I'm going to take all of the threads that are at the top here, okay, and I'm going to sew them through a hole just to bring them to the back. Okay, so like this. Let me just find one that you guys can. Okay, so we have this thread here. It's on the top. Okay, and I hope you guys can see. So basically, I'm going to find the hole right next to it, before it or after it. And then I'm going to poke my needle through, not all the way through. I'm going to grab the tail end of the thread and feed it through the eye. Sorry, I'm out of frame. Like this. Okay, and then basically all I'm going to do is pull it to the back. Okay, so when I get done pulling all of the threads that are on the top through the back, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie them off. So I'm just going to grab them in like 2s or 4s. I'm going to make a really small knot like that right there, as you can see, and then I'm going to cut it off. Okay, so that's a tip for you guys. That's, you know, like I said, if that's something that you choose to do, it is a little bit more time consuming, but I think it just makes the bag look a little bit more clean. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull all the threads through, and we'll finish on. Okay guys, so I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like when I am done cleaning up the thread tails. Okay, so now we're almost there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create our holes for our handles. I usually go about a half of an inch, no, about an inch, I'm sorry, from the edge of the bag. Okay, so from the very edge, not the stitch, from the very edge of the bag, and about a quarter of an inch downward from the top. Okay, so now what I do is I take a ruler and I'll just mark a little dot there, and then I'll do the same on the other side, about an inch in from the side. Uh-oh, I hope that's gonna be covered. Okay, and then so this is what we have. So I just made a mark from the inch from the edge. Okay, so now I have my leather punch. If you have a crocodile, or even if you have a paper punch, you can try a paper punch. I'm not sure if that will work because it's just so thick, but a crocodile I'm sure will work, and a leather punch definitely works. So that's what I have. So I used my largest hole, okay, and I'm just going to make a hole right where I marked it. Squeeze it. Okay, and then we're gonna do the other side. Okay, and this is what we have. And this is preference, the next step. I use eyelets. So I have some eyelets here. These are about a quarter of an inch eyelets. Or if you don't have eyelets, you can use like a paper reinforcer, a whole reinforcer around each side. And if you don't have either, you can just leave it as is. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, could you grab me a pencil or pen? So to make these holes a little bit bigger, because this is not going to fit through, what I usually do is I usually take a pencil or a pen, and I usually kind of pierce it just to widen it just a little bit more. Okay, and this probably is still too small. And I'm gonna do both sides. Okay, and then I'll push it through. See, sometimes it's a struggle to get through, but this is what you would have. So I'm going to do all 4 sides. set it using an eyelet tool, a setting tool. Okay, so I ended up having the wrong setter, so this is the correct one. I have a few of them, so I kind of forgot which ones go with which eyelets. But anyway, so we're going to hammer this down like so. Okay, so this is what we have. And now, you guys, we are at the end. So now we want to cut our string. This is a cotton rope cord from Joann's Fabric. Very cheap. It's about $2.49 a yard. All you need is about 10 inches per handle. So we need 2 handles. And that is if you make the same exact bag that I made. Like I said, everything is different. Everything could be different variations, just depending on how you want to make your bag. Okay, so for the purposes of this size, we're going to need 2 10-inch size pieces of rope. So we have this. So this kind of frays at the end. So what I like to do is I like to get a piece of washi tape. Okay, we're going to measure about 10 inches. We're going to put it like right in the middle. And we're going to grab our scissors. Where are my scissors? And we're going to cut straight up the middle. Okay, and we're going to do that twice. So I just folded it. I didn't have to measure it twice. So this is where we're going to cut. So I'm going to get one more piece of washi tape. And I'm going to wrap it around and cut. Okay, so we have our 2 pieces right here. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to just thread it through. So I usually go on the inside. I'll take this end off and I'll immediately make a knot because it will fray and unravel. This particular cord will unravel very fast. So you want to make a knot like this, just a simple knot, and go as close to the end of the cord as you can. Okay, so the knot is going to be on the inside of the bag. Okay, we're going to feed it through. We want to go back in and remove this tape here. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to make a simple tie knot like this. Okay, and then here we have one side, and then we're going to do the same thing for the other side. Okay guys, and here you have your bag. So, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip off these frayed ends. So here's the bag, and this actually came undone, but that's okay. I'm going to go over it one more time. But yeah, this is pretty much your bag right here. And you can decorate as you wish. Stickers, chipboard stickers, anything, flowers, trim. I mean, the ideas are endless. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I'm actually going to have this one up on my Etsy site if anyone is interested in purchasing this one. I'm also going to add this one. I just have to add the handles to it, but this is one that I started yesterday. And then this one I'm going to also add to my Etsy. So if anyone is interested, I'm going to leave my Etsy information below. and you guys can check it out. If you guys have any questions about anything, please feel free to comment down below. I will answer all questions. I will be more than happy to help you understand anything that I didn't explain correctly, just anything. So you guys, I appreciate you guys' support. Thank you so much for all of the love and the inspiration that I get from you guys, and I wish you guys a great rest of your day. And until the next video, you guys take care. Talk to you later. Bye.